scrolling on your phone and you just found these. Another engagement announcement, another perfect couple on vacation, another message popping up in your DM that goes nowhere. You feel a tiny spark of hope and then it disappears. You have that hollow feeling and you decide to scroll more. You swipe more, chasing that next little hit of maybe this one. What if I told you that this cycle isn't just frustrating, it's formative? That every minute you spend in that digital world isn't just killing time. It can quietly diminish your capacity for the very love you're praying for. This is the hidden truth about social media. And in this video, we're going to expose how it's subtly deceiving your desires. Stay with me. The cost of ignoring this is a life of relational surface level connections. It's settling for a 5-year situationship that drains you instead of building a 50-year covenant marriage that fulfills you. I've studied this from 3 angles. The theological. What does God say about our desires and our heart? The psychological. What does the science say about our brains? And the practical. What does this look like in our everyday lives? By the end of this, you will understand the 3 ways social media is quietly working against you. Let's start with the first and most insidious one. 1. The dopamine dilemma. Social media is a slot machine for your soul. Every time you pull the lever, refresh your feed, check a like, swipe right, you're not sure what you'll get. A jackpot, a like from your crush, a small win, a funny meme, or nothing. This unpredictable reward is one of the most powerful hooks for the human brain. You're not weak, you're wired to seek the reward. Proverbs 27:20 says, "Death and destruction are never satisfied, and neither are human eyes." The original Hebrew implies a restless, insatiable appetite. Your eyes, scrolling, are never satisfied because the platform is designed that way. Based on variable ratio reinforcement, a behaviorist principle studied by B.F. Skinner. This is the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. The brain releases dopamine not when you get the reward, but in anticipation of it. You're addicted to the maybe, not the reality. I remember talking to a young woman, Sarah. She showed me her dating app matches, dozens of them. She said, "I have all these options, but I feel so empty." I told her, "Sarah, you're not hungry for the meal. You're just addicted to reading the menu. You're collecting options, not building a connection." The dopamine hit from a new match can feel more appealing than the hard, beautiful work of getting to know a real person. Another client, a man named James, told me he spent hours chatting online with someone he met in a forum. By the time they met in person, the connection felt flat. He realized he had been interacting with an avatar, not a real person. This explains why your last talking stage fizzled out. It wasn't necessarily about them, it was that the dopamine ran out. And over time, this cycle can start to poison your view of yourself, which leads us to our second pillar. 2. The comparison curse. Comparing your real life to someone's curated social media feed is like comparing your behind-the-scenes documentary to someone else's Oscar-winning movie trailer. One is messy, unedited reality. The other is carefully crafted to sell a fantasy. Corinthians 10:12 says, "When they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise." The Bible calls this foolishness. You are comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's curated chapter 15, using their highlight reel as the standard for your entire story. From Festinger's social comparison theory, we know humans constantly evaluate themselves in relation to others. Social media amplifies upward comparisons, where people appear smarter, funnier, and more in love. This breeds insecurity, anxiety, and can make a perfectly good real-life partner seem inadequate. I coached a man ready to break up with his girlfriend because she wasn't as adventurous as the couples he saw online. I asked him, "Have you ever actually been on a spontaneous trip to Bali?" He said, "No." I said, "You're about to throw away a real, loving, consistent woman for a fantasy you've never even experienced." The comparison curse nearly cost him everything. Remember, not all digital interactions are harmful, but when comparisons dominate your feed, they quietly reshape your expectations and self-worth. 3. The intimacy illusion. Digital connection can feel like intimacy junk food. It tastes like connection. It fills your stomach for a moment, but it has zero nutritional value for your soul. A 2 AMDM thread feels intimate, but it's cheap, easy, and leaves you malnourished for the real, slow-cooked meal of face-to-face vulnerability and shared life experience. Genesis 2:25 says, Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. This is the biblical picture of true intimacy. Full exposure, full knowledge, zero fear. Social media is the opposite. Curated, filtered, and designed to hide shame rather than remove it. Based on the hyper-personal communication model, online, we control our self-presentation. We edit our messages, choose our best angles, and present an idealized self. It feels safe, but it prevents the messy, real friction that builds intimacy and conflict resolution skills. A young man told me he was in a deep relationship online, but when they met, it was awkward. He said, "It felt like I didn't know her at all." I said, "You didn't. You knew her avatar." He had invested months in a ghost. Bringing it together, the dopamine dilemma hooks you on the chase. The comparison curse makes you feel inadequate. The intimacy illusion makes you mistake digital pen pals for divine purpose. This is the digital deception. You're not broken. You've been playing a game rigged against your God-given design for deep covenantal love. Your frustration is a sign of a healthy soul. Your spirit is rejecting the junk food. Your heart is craving the real meal. That longing is the echo of Eden, the imprint of a God who designed you for real connection. Here is what I want you to do. For the next 24 hours, do a digital detox. Delete your social media and dating apps. Not forever, just 24 hours. When the urge to scroll hits, do these two things instead. 1. Pick up a real physical book, maybe even the Bible, and read one chapter. 2. Text one friend and make a plan to see them in person this week. You are not a consumer. You are a creator. You are not an option. You are a covenant partner. It's time to unplug from deception and reconnect with the desire God planted in you. Your love story is worth more than a swipe. Type digital detox in the comments if you're committing to the 24-hour challenge. Share with a friend tired of the swipe life. Tag them and say, "We're better than this." In the next video, we move from problem to prescription. 3 habits to rebuild your capacity for real love and how to spot a covenant partner in a world of curated options. You don't want to miss it. Subscribe and hit the bell.